Alrighty, so we're not going to do anything fancy. I'm just going to mess around with the same team that we used last time, but in geared PvP, because I want to mess around in geared PvP, and I need to get to Challenger for the week anyway. But I just wanted to talk about the update a little bit, because honestly, this has been a pretty good update. The only thing I'm not a big fan of is the Holy Relic for Dreyfus that came out. I mean, I don't know, it's something, I guess, and he had to get one eventually, but... I don't know. a cooler relic might have been a little nicer, but it is what it is, I guess. Just one of those things. But being able to do Demon King 3 times in one go, and it doesn't even triple the stamina cost, which I thought was really interesting. I thought that was kind of cool. Can I kill somebody here? I don't know. I'm gonna try to kill Arthur. That might be a dumb idea. He's technically the oldest person on their lineup. I think I can kill him. Yeah. Okay. So that's nice. Get him out of the way, which this could be a bot. But he literally just doesn't take any damage for that because he heals so much back. That's insane. Yeah, being able to do triple Demon King runs is really nice. I've already done a bunch of those. And then they removed all of the revive passives from phase 4 of the Awakened Trosvelgar run. So you don't have to worry about anything crazy there, so that's been really nice. My only issue now is that if I rush into phase 2 and I don't have the level 2 or 3 cards that I need to be able to get the shield going, that's what ruins my run every time, is that I'm pushing into the next phase too quickly and it it screws me over. So it is what it is. So let's infect first. I don't know if I can kill Escanor with this, but I do kind of want to get him out of the way if possible. Decent damage with that. This isn't going to do crazy damage, but it does okay. 246. I could have killed anybody else. But this is level 2. We have procced our passive. Oh, it's so good. 347. He's on HP defense, by the way. The only person on attack crit on this team is Escanor, just because I want him to be able to be Escanor. But because Percival's a little bit more supporty, and then Arthur, you just kind of want to have HP defense on him anyway. I just kept them on HP defense, which I did build an attack crit damage set for him. Maybe I'll swap over to that and let him try to do some damage. Maybe I swap over Escanor to an HP defense set instead so we don't lose too much CC. Let's try that just because I've already built the attack crit set for Percival. And realistically, you don't even need it. The only reason I built one is because he's the main character of 4 Knights. I assume as we go, further into the story and stuff like that, they're gonna give us new Percivals. We've already gotten 2, and those are the only 2 characters from 4 Knights so far. So if it's anything like Meliodas, who has 13 units at this point, I'm sure Percival will get more units as well, and I'm sure one of them is bound to be a damage dealer. Which, I'm not saying that this new one is not a DPS unit, but he's definitely way more supporty, especially in the beginning of the matches and stuff like that, because you're obviously going to be building up your stacks, then you need to proc your passive to be able to do the damage and everything, so you're not really going to be able to do DPS numbers and stuff like that on your first turn. Unless you use him in Heroes Arena, which is actually really, really cool. I didn't make a video on it. Maybe I will on Monday Reset or something like that if I get around to it. But I did mess around with him a little bit in Heroes Arena because he's boosted right now. And boy, oh boy, he does quite well because obviously it's a 4v4 game mode. And with it being a 4v4 game mode, he automatically starts with 4 stacks of his passive, so you can literally just attack straight out of the gate, which is really, really nice. It is extremely helpful. I think that kills. Nice. We get Gelda out of the way. I don't have any debuffs on them, so Melee isn't going to gain any stacks, which is nice. I have double type advantage against Melee. Little worried about the Demiurge, maybe, but unless he has an extra Demiurge AoE or an extra Melee AoE, he shouldn't be getting Melee stacks from this turn. Double Demiurge card, though. That's a little scary. He's going to have to attack into Well, he could attack into anyone. I'm assuming he's attacking into Arthur? No. Okay, he has double AoE. That makes sense. I was gonna say, why would you attack into Arthur if he has the Tarmiel link? So, okay, he is gonna get his stacks with melee, not taking that much damage. We are mind controlled on everyone, so I basically have to go for melee here. I'm on attack crit. I'm a little skeptical. I think we're actually going to purge the debuffs off with our passive here, and I'm going to go ahead and infect because he does actually have Tarmiel link on. Pretty good damage, 304. How much is this level 1 single target doing? 215's not crazy, but I'll take it. It is what it is. I think, obviously, you know, him having 3 stacks of the defense-related stats. He also had Nanashi buffs on. We got kind of, you know, we got a little bit of a skewed perspective there on that damage, but it is what it is. If he might forfeit, but if Nanashi had his buffs on, I was gonna say if Nanashi doesn't have his buffs on, which I guess it doesn't matter if I attack Nanashi or not, because he's a light. It wouldn't give me type advantage. I was gonna see if I could attack into somebody who didn't have Nanashi buffs. Alrighty, so other than the Demon King sort of buff that we got, go on second. That's a big rip, actually. That's this might be really bad. Other than that, they also made it to where you can fully like bulk skip the training grotto, which is crazy to me. Like, I know a lot of people don't like training grotto, so I'm not gonna say too much because, you know, it is what it is. People just don't like training grotto. But I liked Training Grotto, at least the idea behind Training Grotto, and the reason is because it's kind of fun, and it's really on the player to come up with, or like to do the fun part, which is like fighting against your own team. So if you wanted to have fun with it and you're like, oh, like let me come up with these really cool fun team comps and then like fight myself and then have fun with it like that, it's like that. I like that concept behind the team. Unfortunately, if you leave it up to the player, they're going to take the path of least resistance every time. So, like I do, even though I do like the game mode, you probably just have a bunch of really bad teams that meet the CC requirement, and then you skip the team, and then whenever you do the gold amber, or is it called gold amber stages or whatever? Whenever the ones where you fight your own team, you can just instantly wreck them because you use a bunch of physical characters on those teams, which is completely fair. I get it. That's what I do, and it is what it is, but I used the bulk skip this time around, and man, it was it was insane how it's just literally like 5 seconds and the whole thing is done. Like, it's over with. So I thought that was pretty crazy. Do I double AoE here? 50% extra damage taken. Oh, it's not doing nearly as much as I was hoping. We do kill melee. If we could have killed Demiurge, that would have went crazy. That's so unfortunate. She can't be infected yet. I did see some comments on my original video. I think in my original video when I was doing ungeared PvP with the team, I think my account just carried me pretty hard, or just got lucky with some of the matches that we got. So, like, the matches that I had, like, they were so much fun. Like, I had so much fun recording that video, and I'm not discounting it at all. I definitely think that there's room for, like, this Percival to, like, really be enjoyable in the meta, but I did get a couple of comments saying, like, hey, I use the human team, and I still get wrecked by demons, which is, I've definitely experienced that, like, not just there, but during some of the daily matches that I do, like, during the week to do my dailies. I've definitely gotten wrecked by the demon team a couple of times, so they're definitely not out of the meta by any means. I know a lot of the times it can get to the point where they'll come out with a brand new character and they'll completely overshadow the current meta teams, which is really disappointing sometimes, because like if you were like, oh, like new collabs out, I got a 6/6 Demiurge because, you know, he's he's the new hot thing, and he makes the demon team crazy, and I want to be able to run the demon team. And then Percival comes out literally next banner and like makes the demon team bad. Like, that always sucks. There's been several occasions where like meta teams have been completely overshadowed by the next banner unit, and that is incredibly unfortunate. I hate to see that. Like, for me, I like seeing the meta get changed up some, but like if it gets to the point where this team is completely unusable and it's not just what am I trying to say here? I don't know. But either way, it sucks. It sucks to see a team just completely wiped out of the meta. I don't like seeing that. So it is what it is, unfortunately. But I'm not super confident in Percival here against Gelda, of all characters, but she's the one that doesn't have the Nanashi buffs, and I can't target Demiurge right now, so yeah, that didn't do very much. She's probably already got a little too much HP. 313's not too bad, just kind of curious, just wanted to see it. So I'm not too upset by that. Triple Nanashi buffs on that. Okay, 2 cards for everybody, huh? Alright, not doing too much there, which is great. Deleting our Arthur card, that's fair, I don't care. This single target can go pretty hard. It doesn't look like this guy's invested into his team as much. Melly was on default outfit, and so is Gelda. And then I think this was the SSR outfit. So this guy's, if I had to guess, probably a free-to-play player, which, you know, more power to you. I don't have anything against free-to-play players. Just it's unfortunate for me because obviously the power level's a little skewed, unfortunately. But that happens. This is a Whalers game. So I don't think Escanor is going to be able to kill here. Why does he keep the defense related stats? He did kill, actually. That was a lot. I think once you get rid of Nanashi, Gelda and Demiurge fall off quite a bit because of the basic stats that they lose from the unknown team, or the unknown buff. Alright, going first again. But yeah, honestly, like, the farming lately has been fantastic. This is actually very interesting. I did see somebody comment the other day saying that they have been using the Infect from Demon King to counteract Percival, and I thought that that was actually really cool. He does have Tarmia Link on too, so we're gonna have to go for this into... I guess we'll just fight into Gelda for now, because I don't think we're gonna be able to hit... Well, I didn't even check my mind control stacks. I might have been able to fight Demiurge there, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Because honestly, like, Gelda ends up kind of being the bigger threat to me anyway. We weren't mind controlled on anybody but Percival. Which is kind of funny, because he's the one on my attack crit set. Weird. Anyway. So, what was I saying? I don't even remember. Yeah, Gelda gets like really powered up, and she becomes like a big nuisance if you don't take her out like early. And then I'm kind of worried about the Demon King, if I'm being like 100% honest. But maybe we just try to kill Demon King before he pops his stats. He doesn't really have a big health pool for one, which is really nice about him. Like, if you can put an Infect on him, it goes pretty hard. So, I think the Escanor AoE card, when it burns off his HP bar, it actually does mess with his damage cap, though, which can be a little weird sometimes. So you do have to worry about that a little bit, but Gelda might get a little out of control here. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to go. We only have AoEs for Escanor. If I just don't attack with Escanor, I pull his ultimate. Or, I think, can't you bait with another character and then attack with the character, and they won't lose ultimate move gauge from the Nanashi buffs? I think that's how it works. But I don't know what it is about Nanashi's passive. This character has been out for a decade, it feels like at this point, and I still have trouble figuring out how his passive works, which is so stupid. It's just really like weirdly like worded, I think, is the thing, and like you just kind of have to see how it plays in person. So do I lose ultimate move gauge there? I don't think I did. We kill off Nanashi, which is great. 423 is actually pretty good, and he had stacks, or had his buffs on, which is pretty good, but she's disabled. I'm not too worried about it, I don't think. Does this put a debuff on? I don't think it does. I think it just gives us a buff, which is a problem, because Arthur's not going to do extra damage if he doesn't have a debuff on. I don't know if it puts a debuff on or not, but we're going to attack with Arthur first anyway, so we can get a little bit of extra damage off. Unless this just straight up kills, which it could. It doesn't. This Escanor's ultimate is so hit or miss. It either, like, completely wipes them out and you're like, wowee, or it doesn't do as much as you think it's going to, and they survive. So, it is what it is, I guess. That's fine. I don't remember where my train of thought was before this, but either way, the two new farming things, being able to skip Training Grotto is fantastic. Triple Demon King runs are fantastic. The Dreyfus Relic is a little unfortunate. I don't really know who I would have wanted to get one anyway, but I mean, I guess, like, Jericho still doesn't have one, for example, and Jericho is such a cool character. Jericho is the character that I want to use on Belmoth. Like, she's kind of designed for Belmoth, in a way. Or not necessarily designed for it, but she was, like, the go-to character for Belmoth for a little while. And that was really nice to see, because I actually really, really like... do I go for Ainz? I think I'm going to bait with this, so that way we merge for the Arthur passive. 114 is not awful. I think we actually just removed our stacks, though, by attacking with him, which is not good. I probably should have just merged. Oh, well. What was I saying? I don't know who... Like, yeah, Jericho could have got a Holy Relic. She's still missing one. There's a ton of characters that don't have them, of course. And, like, you don't want to give it to, like, a brand new character, because they're obviously still new enough to where they can be used, or at least, you know, the old characters kind of deserve the priority in that sense. You know? Like, old characters deserve some love, and the Holy Relic system, whenever it was very first announced, like, it sounded like it was supposed to be a way of buffing old, you know, unusable characters, and unfortunately, that has not really been the case, so that sucks, but I guess it is what it is. I guess I just double attack with Arthur here, since I can't really do much with Percival this turn. So we debuff. I don't know if this is going to kill. Doesn't quite kill, unfortunately. We kill her off this turn, so now we don't have to worry about her debuff stacking up and, you know, actually doing anything crazy. Disabled and infected on Demiurge, so it's pretty much GG. Delete this, we'll merge. No, unfortunate. It wouldn't have gave us our ultimate anyway. But yeah, I don't know. The Holy Relic was a little disappointing. I think I've seen... I haven't watched the video or anything, but I'm pretty sure I saw... I want to say Marilli. I think he did a showcase with it. I haven't watched it yet. I'll probably get around to it sometime today. But yeah, it's something. I mean, not like anything crazy. I went ahead and built it because obviously, why wouldn't I? Like, I'm sitting on tons of Holy Relic materials from all of the not relics that they've been releasing. But ooh, that this could be a real problem. Okay, never mind. That's incredibly disappointing. What does this give him again? Norse 30% of crit defense and crit resistance. How does that not kill me? Look at the stacks we have on. How does that not kill me? That's insane. Either way, I don't know. That Holy Relic, not my favorite, of course. Why would it be? But 1 mil, dang. That's an ultimate, let me tell you. Power Strike on an ultimate is so stupid. It's fantastic. But yeah, I don't know. I wish that they would do cooler Holy Relics for one, but also with the new Percival, I was originally planning to try and do a fairy team because he does work with fairies, and I guess I still technically could, but I tried to do Percival, new king, the new LR king, and green Elaine. And I was like, oh, this should be fun. I really like this Percival. I really like this LR King. So it should be a really fun time. Unfortunately, it was not as good as I was hoping, mainly for one big reason, and it is the new King does not get his turn 1 rank up if Percival's on the team, because it has to be a full fairy or giant team. So the fact that King works with fairies and giants, which is fine, but Percival works with humans and fairies, it doesn't end up working out as well as you kind of hope it would be. So you don't get the turn 1 rank up, which means you're not going to petrify, and you're not going to do as much damage, unfortunately. So the level 1 Pierce card from King is not going to do what you want it to do, and it just ends up falling apart kind of quickly, which is so unfortunate, because Percival has to wait basically 2 turns if he's going to pop his passive, and King can't really do much without having like a level 2 card, or like even his heal card doesn't heal on level 1, it just increases your HP related stats, which is incredibly unfortunate. So there's like a couple of like weird things that just don't mesh with those two being on the same team, which is so unfortunate, because I want a good fairy team, or like just, cool variety, something more interesting, because like the human team's been in the meta for like 6 months or more even. I don't know how long it's been at this point, but they've been in the meta for a while. Fairies were kind of in the meta whenever Gloxinia came out, or like LR Gloxinia, but even then it wasn't anything special. People didn't actually use it all that much. So it's a little unfortunate. Hopefully we can get a decent giant. I think if we could get a decent giant character, it could be kind of nice. So hopefully the new LR King and the new whoever giant is, or like if we get like an LR Deanne or something like that, that could be kind of fun, and we could see something more interesting. But yeah, unfortunately, I think the Percival fairies thing, I don't think it actually holds up much, unless they're planning on releasing like a new fairy or something like that. I mean, maybe we could run Escanor, Percival, and Elaine, but leaving Arthur off the team loses basic stats and stuff. Like, Arthur's a pretty integral part of the human team. Obviously, it wouldn't be a human team if we throw Elaine on, but I don't know. There's maybe some experimenting that you could do, because the Elaine's passive is really good, lowering defense-related stats, and she has an attack-related stat increase. Like, it goes really hard. Like, if you actually have a heavy hitter, like Escanor would do numbers with Elaine on the team, I have no doubt. But I don't know. It just kind of like the synergy's not great, and a lot of the times with teams like that, it ends up being like turn 1 is crazy and you do a bunch of damage, and then turn 2 your hand is messed up and you don't have what you need, and it just kind of falls apart pretty quickly. Which maybe, I don't know, Percival could come back turn 2 potentially, but it seems more of a novelty than an actually like decent team. So that's the unfortunate part, I think. But that kind of happens, unfortunately. Like, I'm glad that they gave Percival the fairies of specific allies. Like, I do like the fact that they were at least willing to give it to him, but in all practicality, I don't think it's actually going to shine through very much, which is unfortunate. But like I said, that happens. But we'll see. We'll see how the meta shifts. I know that maybe with Lancelot, there's a chance that he'll kind of help with fairies and stuff. I think there's a really good chance that he will. So he could also be kind of like... He could work really well with this Percival, for example, because if he's also humans and fairies, like I would expect, because if you don't know, Lancelot has a fairy form, and he's a human, kinda, sorta, I guess. Like, he's technically, I guess, like a mix between the both. But yeah, that could be really cool. Those two could synergize really, really well with each other. Obviously, there's still not going to be any room for Fairy King or LR King. They would have had to make his passive make him a fairy as well on the field, and I didn't see them doing that, because I think the only reason he even has like specific allies with fairies is because of the little Percivals. I guess they're counting those as fairies. I don't understand the thought process behind that realistically, but I don't know. I mean, I'm glad he has it. I'm not hating on it. It just, unfortunately, there's not as much use that you can get out of it as I would maybe want there to be, which that sucks. That is unfortunate. Demiurge Ultimate again. Once again, I'm not all that pressed about it. I think we're gonna throw this. If oh, okay. That did more than I was expecting. I didn't actually think that was gonna kill Demiurge. This will do some pretty good damage. Unfortunately, I almost called her Magilda. Gilda is not debuffed, so although that's a gold card, it could have done, what is it? It's a double damage? Yeah, 2 times damage dealt and 2 times crit chance. So that would have done closer to 500k, which would have been really nice. Dude, Nana, she dies, she literally, like, the damage is gone. Crazy. I don't have an infect that I can really use. Percival's passive is gone at this point. That ult's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. I think it'll still kill Arthur, which is unfortunate. I think if I would have double attacked, I would have killed. Maybe. She does have Tarmiel Link. I'm not sure. But either way, triple ults in hand. I don't think that there's any way... I don't think that there's any way that we lose this. Obviously, Arthur dying does kind of suck, because he is a basic stat buffer. So we technically have lost stats. Oh, but I forgot. I love the Jenna backline. It's so good. I love it. 50% damage increase. Like, originally, Jenna came out and I was like, all right, really lame. Actually not interested in this character, but all of a sudden, with this one, it's so much cooler. It's so much fun, like, having that comeback potential. It's insane. It's so enjoyable. Either way, that's pretty much it for right now. I've heard that there's supposed to be a new Estarossa, a new Berserk Estarossa coming out for Halloween. Don't know how true that is, but obviously rumors do be going around. So we'll see what to think about that. I'm kind of interested. I don't necessarily think the Demon team actually needs any more support, but you're going to have to replace somebody. Like, getting rid of Melly on the team could be beneficial for, like, you know, the other players, like the other teams in the meta. Getting rid of Gelda, for example, like if you still want to run Melly and Demiurge together, because I don't think you're going to get rid of Demiurge. I think Demiurge is kind of like the guy on the Demon team right now. Like, he's the one that you're running the Demon team for at the moment. So depending on what this new Estarossa even does, we'll see who gets replaced on the team. Unless it's a backliner, I don't know. That could be very interesting. But if it is, I'm all for it. Like, I like Berserk Estarossa. I think he's a very cool character. Interested to see what kind of outfit they'll give him, I guess. Because I'm assuming he's a Halloween unit, if anything. So we'll see. But either way, that's pretty much it from me. Thanks so much for watching. I did get a suggestion for a full Light team. Might mess around with that. Let's be honest, Light Escanor and Bond both are not what they used to be. And especially in a meta like this, like the damage reduction from Bond, pretty good. Not having Arthur on the team, really bad. So I might mess with it, I might not. I think I did a test run, but I accidentally used the green Escanor not that long ago, and it did not go as well with Bond on the team. Who knows? We'll see if I get around to it or not. I'm interested to see what the next update is and everything. But this update, honestly, pretty good. I'm actually very happy with this update. So, festival level rewards with not a festival banner has been really nice, actually. I thought about actually summoning on the banner again, but there's just not really enough reason for me to go into it. The only thing I really want is this Diane more, and she's 3/6, because I already got Percival 3/6, and I was like, do I really care to summon? Like, I know I have the gems for it, but might just hold off. So either way, we'll see what the next banner is. Thanks for watching. See you later.